And we have the audience. It's right here. Grandma Acevedo, brother Acevedo, Dad Acevedo, friend, not Acevedo, Pet Acevedo, and Aunt Acevedo from Venezuela. Hello. And cousin Acevedo from Venezuela.
It's international.
It's international. Alright, there you go.
Today I felt so rich. When I woke up, I just felt like I had all of the money in the world. And when I had to decide what to do with all this money. And there's not enough things to buy in the world. So I decided that I'm just going to burn my money away. Because there's nothing better to do with it. But before you call the cops on me, I'm going to show you a demonstration, explain the chemistry on how the experiment works, and explain to you how Joseph Black came up with his specific heat theory. Fine, it didn't burn. How? Well, the solution in front of me here is 7 parts alcohol and 3 parts water. What happens is that the water coats the bill instantly when I dip it, and the alcohol settles on top of the water because of its higher vapor pressure. When I lit the bill, I didn't actually light the bill. I lit the alcohol on top of the bill because then the water allows for the fire not to get to the bill. Because alcohol has a lower specific heat, meaning the specific heat of water is 41.28 and the specific heat of alcohol is 24. So what happens is the alcohol burns much quicker at a lower temperature, and it just doesn't get hot enough for the water to evaporate for then the heat to reach the bill. That's how it doesn't burn. Who can we credit this amazing feat of magic? Well, a man by the name of Joseph Black, who was a Scottish physician and who was born in France. And by the age of 12, he moved to Belfast, Ireland, where he continued his studies in Ireland until he was 18, which when he was done his studies. And then he was appointed in 1757, Regius Professor of the Practice of Medicine at the University of Glasgow. There he turned his attention to the study of heat. And he took a piece of ice and added heat to it until 0 degrees Celsius, which is the melting point of water. He realized that this does not cause a rise in temperature, but rather a rise in the amount of water. He continued his experiment and took liquid water and added heat until 100 degrees Celsius. And again, he realized the same effect happens, rather more steam instead of a rise in temperature. With this experiment, he concluded his theory of latent heat, coupled with his theory of specific heat, which states that different substances have a different temperature that causes them to have a rise in temperature, and the temperature does not rise further than that point until the boiling point or melting point has passed. Now that you know how to make unburnable money, and you also know the chemistry behind it and who came up with it, you can trick all of your friends and maybe even make a little money doing this experiment.